An MLB insider just revealed a massive Dodgers move incoming, and this is the perfect move of the offseason for Andrew Friedman and, of course, the Dodgers. Why is this move so pivotal to the success in 2026? We talk about it here today on the show. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you hanging out with us, tuning into today's show. Got lots of stuff to discuss in terms of the closer role. Before that, though, make sure you go down there, hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free if you're looking for coverage throughout the entirety of the offseason for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The bullpen last year, specifically the closer role, it was a battle that never got finished for the Dodgers because they just could not find stability. Tanner Scott was projected to be that guy. It did not work out whatsoever. There was setbacks. There was bad games. There was pretty much all you could not hope for happened. You talk about the other guys in that position. Blake Trinan is 37 years old and is losing it. It is not his time. Bruce Gratterall had the injury. You just did not have a solid closer throughout the entirety of this past season, and it showed. It really showed throughout the stats. You talk about bullpen ERA. The Dodgers had one of the worst in the MLB in the regular season. In fact, the only team that made the playoffs that had a worse bullpen ERA than you were the New York Yankees with a 4.37, the Dodgers with a 4.27. However, Philadelphia did have a 4.25 earned run average from the bullpen. That was just below the Dodgers, so I guess you can take that and hold on to that a little bit. Saves were also a problem, and that's where the big issue for me is. The Dodgers had the 7th most blown saves amongst the MLB teams last year, with 27 blown saves, a 63% save percentage. That number has got to be up. It has got to be up. With a team as good as the Dodgers, you need to be able to close out games. I don't care if it's Tanner Scott. I don't care if it's Bruce Gratterall. I don't care if it's Billy Bob Joe off the side of the street. You need a closer you can trust to go out there and get the job done. Well, how do you do that? Because there's no one on the roster right now that you fully can see as a closer. I mean, I think maybe Roki Sasaki can be that, but I know the Dodgers don't really see him as a bullpen guy / it might not be the best situation. So what are the options? Well, free agency is out there, and there has been a lot of talk about the Dodgers late and closer positions. Well, then we got this from Fabian Ardaya from The Athletic, saying the Dodgers are once again seeking a reliever on the free agent market, which includes at least one familiar target from last winter, per sources, 2-time All-Star reliever Devin Williams. And not only is Devin Williams on the market, but we have reports that there is, quote, mutual interest between the Los Angeles Dodgers and Devin Williams. This all per The Athletic's Fabian Ardaya. Okay, so Devin Williams did not have a good year. The New York Yankees did not like having him. And for the guy that made the Yankees change their facial hair policy, it did not go well. A 4.79 ERA, a whip of 1.129, which actually is not terrible when you think about the grand scheme of the ERA. 90 strikeouts to 6.5 hits per 9 and 45 hits, 5 homers. These stats are not good. Let's start there. They are not good. We all understand that. We all know that. However, if we look at the advanced analytics, is this a guy the Dodgers could, let's say, turn around? Well, okay, let's dive deeper into this because he was so good in Milwaukee as a setup man and a closer. And you look at that ERA throughout his career here, and you can see 4.79 is an anomaly. Even in his rookie year, he had a 3.95 ERA. And then after that, it was, I have the best ERA in baseball. 0.033, 2.50, 1.93, 1.53, and 1.25. These ERAs are great. And so what is the best and easiest way to say, okay, if their ERA is that bad, how can we tell if it was unluckiness or was it just strictly he's not a good pitcher? That's where WHIP and FIP come in. FIP is like it's not this, but I just say it because it's easier than explaining it. FIP is like a projected ERA in some aspect. He had a 2.68 FIP this year. That's pretty good with a 4 whatever ERA, and that's being noticed across the social media landscape. Devin Williams had a 2.68 FIP last year, extremely unlucky. Both sides want to get this done. Williams feels like a slam dunk to be a Dodgers closer. I agree. The one problem I see in this situation, Devin Williams had a strugglesome year last year with the closing role for the New York Yankees. His saves, his blown saves, they weren't good. We saw that the bullpen ERA was not great for the Yankees either. Do the Dodgers want to sign a guy with a risk that he could not be good? He could not be. He could pitch the same as last year, and maybe it wasn't that unlucky. 33 earned runs is more than his past 3 seasons combined. And even if you take his 2021, his 2022, and his 2023 seasons and look at those earned runs, you're still talking about 43 earned runs compared to 33 this year. 3 seasons, you have 10 more earned runs than one single year. It was not a good season for him. Simply put, there's that. I really do believe, though, he can bounce back. I think he's going to be a very good option for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think that it is kind of a perfect mix for so many different reasons. But I ask you the question, what is your interest level in a signing of Devin Williams? If you are very interested in Devin Williams, then I want you to scale this as a 10. If you are not interested at all in signing Devin Williams, then I want you to scale it as a 1. So least interested is 1, most interested is 10. What is your interest level in signing Devin Williams on free agency? If you ask me, I'm probably at about a 7, just because I do think he is very, very good. I think he is honestly one of the upper echelon closers still, if you get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Baseball Savant, great way to kind of check and see, okay, was this pitcher performing to the highest level we can expect? Or again, was he just not good? There was a lot of red on this. His changeup, his four-seam, he still has one of the best changeup in the game. He still has one of the best changeup in the game. Look at this chart on the right side. That green stuff, that little green circle area, that's where the balls have started, and where the green little dots are, where they end up. That is an absurd amount of movement. His expected ERA is at an 85 percentile. His expected batting average is at a 94 percentile. I truly believe he got unlucky. He got unlucky this year. Does that mean that the price is going to go down? Probably not. Probably not. And I think that's where Andrew Friedman kind of has to make the decision here, is how badly do you want this closer to be top tier? Because are you going to go out and pay for Edwin Diaz, who's going to be a high price? Are you going to pay for Pete Fairbanks, who is a decent price, but probably going to be still pretty decently high? Or Devin Williams, whose price is going to be based off of what he has done in the past, not what this past year was. And that's where the nitty-gritty really gets down to it. If you ask me, those are the 3 closers right now the Dodgers have, quote, high levels of interest in: Edwin Diaz, Pete Fairbanks, and Devin Williams. I like Devin Williams the most for the bang for the buck, because I think his price is going to be decently low given the season still. I think he wants to play for a winning organization. Like I said, there was mutual interest between him and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And so in that situation, you have a guy who wants to play with you. You have a team who wants him to play for them, and a guy who had a strugglesome year last year that maybe is trying to get a prove-it contract in some ways. Money is not a big thing for the Dodgers. They want a long-term closer. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if that's the situation with Devin Williams. I think he might take a 1 to 2 year contract, trying to prove himself and get a bigger one later, but I do think he's very worth what the Dodgers could pay him, and I want them to actively pursue him. I really, really do. I think he is one of the better options on the closing market. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Is this a guy who you would like to see on the Dodgers? Is this somebody you're like, I'm good. I saw what happened in New York last year. I'm done. We're not doing that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll see you next time here on Dodgers Digest. Peace out, everybody.